I'm really late on my 5-year update. I'm a month late, so it's 5 years and 1 month. I just took some time and went over, I have this whole list that I keep of current symptoms, and every 6 months or so I go back over them and post. Sorry about the jiggling. I try to post a video, every 6 months or so. So I'm gonna go through it and look at my screen while I talk to you on the video. Try to look at the camera. Sorry. Okay. So first I want to preface my story by saying if you're just coming across this video, I don't want to scare you, but I also want to be honest and authentic to what I'm dealing with for myself and for other protracted people. But I also am not a, let's say, common case or something. I'm probably on the more severe end because I was on more than 45 psychiatric drugs in a 13-year period. The last 5 years, I came off of Effexor, Cymbalta, Klonopin, and then Ativan was last. So I was cold turkeyed off the Ativan. It was my third cold turkey by a doctor. So the kindling phenomenon is real. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and Google it. Kindling phenomenon, benzodiazepines will bring up a lot of stuff, but it just means that if you keep going on and coming off, you get worse and worse and worse withdrawal effects. So I'm kind of in that boat where I was just given way too much stuff and I was so confused that was what was happening to me that here I am 5 years later with a lot of severe symptoms. I also want to say that I'm under an enormous amount of stress because my dog is dying of cancer and I'm watching him die, and it's very sad and very emotional. So that is extremely stressful, which is causing all my symptoms to get worse. So I wanted to push this off even more, and I thought, well, that's not honest. Like, I want to be honest. I don't want to only give you like on a good day when I feel great. So you're going to get like one of my bad days. Here it is. Okay, so I have a list of symptoms. I'm just going to go quickly through some of them. My stomach, I still don't feel growling noises or have hunger signals. It feels kind of numb. I have pain all over my organs that occurs randomly. There's nothing wrong. Like appendix area, ovary area, bladder when I go to the bathroom. I have pain in both my hips. My back spasms just from doing the dishes. My lower back, I do have some pre-existing back problems. My Achilles and my left ankle, I've had like 3 surgeries on, so I feel that surgery a lot. Like I can feel the pain there. My sleep is probably one of the worst things. I did get diagnosed with sleep apnea. I did not have it when I was on the benzos, but now I have it. And so I wake up 2 to 3 times a night. Sometimes I'm wide awake for a couple hours. I do have less anxiety in the morning, so that's good. And I have less exhaustion in the morning. But I've been taking vitamin D a little bit here and there in the mornings, and I think that's helped me a little bit. But I definitely do not sleep through the night. I wake up 2 to 3 times a night. Sometimes I have nightmares that are like really loud noises that happened last night where it sounded like an explosion. And I looked at the dog and the dog had not moved. And I was like, okay, is he just asleep? And I was like, I swear I heard like an explosion. And I went outside and there was nothing. I looked under the RV. I was scared that like something on the RV blew up. There was nothing. It was just a bad nightmare, I guess. Right now, my worst symptom right now is extreme agoraphobia. And it's so bad, I cannot even go into Starbucks to pick up a decaf that I ordered on the freaking mobile app. The other day, it was like an angel was sent to me, but the other day I went to Starbucks. I ordered on the mobile app. I took one look at the store, and it was filled with people. I was like, there's no way I'm going in there. And it wasn't because of coronavirus. It was because there's just too many people and too much stimulation. And I just stood outside in the rain, and this woman comes outside and she's like, honey, what's your name? I said, Angela. And she said, when I hear your name called, I'll tell you. I was like, oh my God, you're so sweet. I have really bad anxiety. Thank you so much, So I stood outside in the rain for like 20 minutes waiting for a decaf. Anyway. And my friend calls it, I talked to my friend today who's a nurse, and she said, Angie, you have a broken stress response. So it's like normal things that should not stress you out or affect your nervous system, like affect me. And I don't even have language for it because I don't know what, this is what I was telling her earlier. I was like, what is this? Like, what is broken in me? How do I fix it if I don't even know what it is? But it's like, if I leave this RV, or I leave, yeah, it's just basically in the RV. It was the same in my house, my comfort zone. Let's just say it like that. Like my sister's house, I would be fine in there. A friend's house, I would be fine. It's like if I have to talk to a stranger, if I have to get gas, if I have to interact with someone, if I have to walk in a store, if I have to check out at a checkout counter, anything like that, that's outside of my like calmness, it's like my brain cannot handle the amount of energy and thought process. It's like totally overwhelming and overstimulating. I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I feel like pure panic, cortisol. That's what my friend said. She's like, it sounds like your cortisol is like too high. Like the minute you have to do anything, when you're stressed, I don't know what to call it. It's too much and your body can't handle it, but it also can't regulate the amount of adrenaline just from talking to someone. Ugh, I don't know. It's horrible. So right now I am not traveling. I'm at home. I'm parked in my sister's driveway. I do curbside delivery for everything. I try not to interact with anyone. It's freaking horrific, but it's definitely stress induced for my dog. And it's from like the film stuff that I've been doing and like just kind of burnout. I don't know. It's just everything. So that's my worst symptom right now. I still have a little bit of irrational phobia and fear around allergic reactions, certain foods, chemicals. If I smell dryer sheets, I literally feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm terrified of doctors, of medicine. I have not even taken a Tylenol in 5 years and 1 month. The only thing I've taken is like a little bit of vitamin D, a little bit of vitamin C, a little bit of magnesium. I take Epsom baths this entire 5 years. That has helped me a lot. I've only had a bad reaction to magnesium once where it just felt like I was really tense and tight. I just lost my place. Oh, like dying, passing out, hitting my head. I get afraid of all kinds of things like that. All my dizziness and my visual symptoms, I'll get to those in a minute. But when those kick in like really bad, I'm just terrified and it causes me a lot to panic and I just want to lay down and I can't function. It's bad. The general energy in my body, I'm tired. I'm also very restless and uncomfortable. I don't feel good. I feel like I need to wiggle. I have pain all the time. I also need constant audio stimulation. Like I always have to be listening to something or have background noise. And sometimes it annoys me because it's just like something is always on. I do still rock back and forth a lot, especially when I have to go in a store and when I'm at the checkout lane, I'll like move my feet a lot. That's, I think, remnants of akathisia. I can't really stand still and just be calm and inside myself. I'm overstimulated easily from electronics, from too much people, like being around people, like in a social situation, from talking too much. Even when I do these like panels for Medicating Normal, that's the film I'm in. If you haven't seen it, go to the website, medicatingnormal.com. Sorry for the plug, but I just don't want to have to explain it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Even those, like if I'm on a panel, the panel expectation is for 1 hour, and around 20 minutes in, I'm ready to be done. And then I have to sit there like, okay, you have 40 more minutes to go. Like, how are we going to do this? Anything personal, emotional, or cognitive can be like overstimulating, and then I get really tired and I need to rest. I need a lot of alone time, like 99% of alone time. And a lot of people are like worried about me. They're like, you're alone too much. And I'm like, I'm fine. I have muted emotions still. My tears don't feel deep. It does feel deep with my dog, which I actually was like, wow, this is like improvement. I actually feel him in this situation. I don't feel sexuality or femininity or feel pretty or feel like a woman. I don't feel happiness or gratitude. I feel like good feelings around like my nieces and like my sister. I do feel like I'm happy to see them. I want to hang out with them. I can't right now, but I want to. I have sensitivity to stress heat, cold, too much emotion, bad news. Neuro emotions is also another thing I'm really struggling with right now. I feel like really insecure. I feel like really angry. I feel sensitive. I feel emotionally sensitive. I read into things that aren't there. I like keep having these interpersonal conflicts where I feel misunderstood. I feel picked on. I feel like people that talk to me in certain kind of ways, I don't like it, and I get really emotional about it, and I feel really hurt. And maybe that's not what they meant, but that's how I felt. And I have to like honor that. Definitely have some suicidal ideation here and there, but you know, I don't want to. Obviously, I want to live life so bad. It's like almost being the opposite of suicidal. Like, I just want my life back. Like, fucking give me my life, please. Tinnitus, I still have ringing in my ears. It's like really annoying. It almost feels like it's behind me. I don't know how to explain that. It's not like in my ears. It like feels back here. Like this is ringing. Okay, this is another thing that happened like 3 weeks ago. I guess this is a migraine incident. I don't know what else to call it, but I was in a dog food store and I was really anxious that morning, and I kind of felt like my breathing was being affected, and I felt a little shaky, but I had already eaten it, and I don't have like blood sugar issues. I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, you can do it, go in the store. And so I went in the store to get dog food because I really wanted to look at like the different brands and try to decide which is this good senior blend, you know, whatever. And so I came around the corner of one, and when I got to the second aisle, I was like, okay, everything looks too bright. Like, what's going on here? And I grabbed a bag of dog food. I was like, I need to get out of here. I just grabbed like the old bag that I usually buy. And I got to the counter, and the guy was like, hi, are you a loyalty member? And then as soon as he said that, you know, faulty stress response kicked in. And I was like, uh-oh. I literally said, uh-oh. And he said, what? And I said, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm going to pass out. Can you just keep the change? And I threw $20 bill on the counter because it was like $17 or something. And I just like ran out as fast as I could, because in that moment I felt the spike of cortisol or adrenaline or whatever the hell it is. And then I felt my tongue was burning. And then I started to get this feeling like, I don't know, what is this called? Like when, I can't think of the word, when tunnel vision. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna pass out in the store. And then I just threw that 20 on the thing, and I ran out the door as fast as I could, and I ran across the parking lot, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to my car. I'm gonna pass out and hit my head. And then that causes more anxiety, fear, adrenaline, whatever is going on. My tongue feels like it's burning, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So I don't know what that is. Somebody told me it's burning mouth syndrome, which is kind of like a migraine variant. I don't know what is causing it, but it comes here and there, and it scares the crap out of me. Okay, another one of my worst symptoms is vision problems. I have trouble reading, concentrating. I feel agitated when I read. I have to close one of my eyes when I read. That's been like this for 6 years now. These eyes do not match up. I don't even know if you can see it or not, but this eye feels lazy. Like when I look at my windshield, it feels like they're straight, but then if I like zoom in, I can literally feel this eye like come in. It's so weird, but they're not working together. When I ride a bike or exert myself, or I drive and then I stop, everything is like pulling away from me. And they call that like the pan zoom effect or the Hitchcock effect. So you can go on YouTube and look it up, but it's like a visual effect they use in movies. So like my binocular vision is normal, but everything around it starts pulling away, and then I feel like I'm gonna go backwards. But it doesn't happen every single time. I feel like it must, like on bad nervous system days or something, it's worse, and on other days it's better. But like it's caused me to stop riding my bike. It's caused me to stop driving as far as I was. It's caused me to like pull over and rest. I don't know what the hell it is. It's like totally shrinking my life. I still see like LED lights. I can see the little tiny flash that like normal people don't see it. If I look at like an LED sign that's lit up and then I look away from it, I can see like stripes of color. So like, you know, that old TV screen where it's like an orange bar, no, a green, blue, and red bar, and then it's black. it's like the fragment of light. Like I'm seeing the different fragments, but everybody else is seeing like light, but I'm seeing like the fragments of light. It's very strange. That's enough of that. I have lots of visual symptoms. I've been diagnosed with visual motion sensitivity, visual vertigo, and visual snow syndrome. I did 18 months of vestibular rehab and vision rehab for that, and I only improved 3 points out of 100, and they said not clinically significant. So it didn't work, in other words. I have lots of dizziness. If I get up or I move too fast or I roll over in bed, I get dizzy. If the shower's too hot, I get dizzy. If it's too cold outside, if it's raining, if I'm bending over, all of that. Socially awkward. I don't feel connected to others a lot. My sister is probably the closest that I am. My cognition, this is bad. Like I forget that I have a part-time job and that like you're supposed to do these things. And you're supposed to look at the calendar every day and then you're supposed to like do those things. Then I don't have motivation. I can't bring together several ideas at once. I have memory lapses of really important things. Like I literally forget to like, you're supposed to look at your calendar to see what you're supposed to do today. Like it's like I'm in amnesia land or something. I forget about important appointments or things that I'm supposed to do. I'll go like a week without paying bills and then be like, you're supposed to pay bills. Like you're supposed to be an adult, you know? It's like that people, relationships, or important things do not exist unless they are right in front of me or right in my face. I can't read or watch TV or movies still. I have anxiety, obviously. I don't even want to call it anxiety. That's a medical term. I have fear, too much fear in my body that shouldn't be there for no reason, and I can't calm myself down. Even as I'm telling you all of this, I feel like this sounds crazy. Like, how do I even live with all of these symptoms? I don't know. I'm still sensitive to a little bit of food, garbanzo beans, hummus, caffeine. I cannot drink any caffeine. Balsamic vinegar makes me feel like I'm itching. Oh, this is interesting. So there's that whole gut-brain microbiome thing connection. And I feel like the minute something is off in my gut, I can feel it in my head. And I'll feel like there's cotton in my brain. And I can't think straight. And I'm like, great. And then like 30 minutes later, like clockwork, I have diarrhea. Like I can feel it in my head before it hits my stomach. It's really weird. Sensitive to medications. I'm too scared to even try them. I haven't, like I said, I haven't even had a Tylenol. It's just bad health anxiety all the time. I have, like right now I have pain in one of my breasts and I'm completely terrified. And I'm like, if this is cancer, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I can't even deal with it. And then it's like, I can't tell, is this just a withdrawal symptom or is this just a normal pain because you're 41 or like you dying and you need to go to the doctor? I have no idea. I can't tell the difference between what is just a normal pain and what's life-threatening or what's going to kill me. Everything feels like it's going to kill me. I'm scared of dental work and I have like 3 bad teeth right now for the last 2 years and I'm too scared to go get it all done. I did go and get all my mercury removed and I made it through that, but I almost passed out at 2 of the appointments. And so now I'm like even more scared again. I have heart palpitations sometimes, but they're a lot less than last year. My symptoms get worse with stress. And basically, I prefer staying inside in low stress, low stimulation environment. Okay, so that was all the bad news. My nose is running, sorry, it's pretty cold. But I don't want to sound like it's all bad, but it's like relative. Like it was worse, so much worse a year ago. It was worse the year before that. It was way worse 5 years ago. So like I don't know if I'm used to the suffering or I'm so much better than I was that I'm still like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not as terrible as it sounds maybe. Does that make sense? So like sometimes when you, like if you say I'm dizzy, okay, let's just use an example. There's a whole spectrum of dizzy. Like, are you just a little lightheaded when you get up or are you like unable to walk? You know what I'm saying? So like of all those symptoms I just told you, like the agoraphobia, my vision stuff, my faulty stress response are like severe. But like the other stuff is like kind of in the background, like whatever, like it's not that big a deal. Like the pains in my organs, I'm like, here we go again, I'm in pain again. Or fatigue, like, okay, whatever, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like my stomach doesn't growl. It's not a big deal. But the other ones are definitely like severe and they limit my life, but they're still not as severe as they were 5 years ago. So I'm trying to say that, like, I'm not like depressed or overwhelmed by all of it. Like, it really sucks, but I'm kind of like in the rhythm of like, this is just what I have to deal with. And this is like just the way life is for now. And it's probably not permanent. I don't let myself like get into a hole about you're never going to get better. Like, that might happen maybe once every, few months or something. It has definitely happened a lot more the last 6 months, and I have reached out to friends to talk about it. But in general, I just like try to live my life the best way I can with what I'm dealt. And yeah, my world is a little small, but it's also like really big because I mean, I live in an RV. I have freedom to travel anywhere I want. I've lost that fear of like being close to home. I can be on my own because I'm always alone. So it's like, it's actually kind of perfect. Like, I can drive to a park and walk in a park, or I can drive into the Whole Foods and sit in the parking lot and get curbside delivery for something special, or I can, I feel safe. In other words, I feel safe in the RV because it's my home. So it doesn't matter where I am. Does that make sense? So in some ways I'm more free than I was. In some ways I'm just worse. But I'm really stressed out about the pandemic. I'm really stressed out about the politics. Really scared me. All of this has like compounded, I think, to make me a little worse in year 5 than I was in year 4. I mean, because the other day I was thinking back, like, Angie, this time last year, you graduated from college. Like, there's no way, the way I feel today, that I could be sitting in a classroom the way I feel. There's no way. No, I can't even walk into Starbucks for 5 seconds to get the freaking decaf coffee. So, I don't know. I've gotten a lot worse the last 6 months, for sure. It started in, like, March. When the pandemic started, I got sick, like, right then. I don't know if it was coronavirus. I'll never know. I definitely had lingering symptoms for, like, 2 months. Really strange symptoms. I was sleeping a lot, and that is not like me because I don't sleep. And then in July, and then I started to feel like I was improving. And then in July, I was drinking Zevia soda that has stevia in it. And I swear to God, it like turned on me. I don't know why. I would start feeling weird in my head. I started having more anxiety than normal. I just started feeling yucky and not good. And then I was like, what? I couldn't figure out what it was because I was like, no way is it this stupid soda. It's like 0 calories. There's nothing in it. And then one day I just said, well, let me just stop it and see what happens. And the next day it was like a light switch went off. Like, I felt so much better. I was like, it's that freaking stevia. So I can't drink that anymore. July is when I started feeling worse. And then when the politics started getting worse around November, I started feeling worse again. And then the dog thing about 3 weeks ago, I started feeling worse again. So the last 6 months have been like super hard. The last year has been, no, not even a year, 10 months. Well, it's February, so almost a year, has been worse than the year before, which is surprising, but it's because of the case in the world, the way the world is right now. And I know a lot of other people in Protracted are feeling worse. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting tired. My eyes are like getting really heavy. Thanks for hanging in with me for 5 years on this YouTube channel. I never thought I would document what I was going through to this extent. I really appreciate all your comments and your wishes for healing and your support and the work that I do with Medicating Normal. Again, if you don't know what that is, just go to the Medicating Normal YouTube channel and you can see a bunch of videos and panels all about it. It's a film that shows part of my story. Just a small part. There's so much more to it. But anyway, that's all I have to say. So thank you for hanging in with me. Please don't think you're going to be as bad as me at 5 years off. I am like a severe case. I was given way too many psych drugs. I was so out of my mind, I didn't even know there was anything wrong with that. But I do believe in healing. I don't believe I'm going to be stuck like this. I get better every year, and that's what I hang on to. And I hang on to people that are 10 years off and 15 years off that keep me going and talk to me and tell me that I'm okay. So I won't say another word. Thank you. Bye.